I'm Cassie Ryan and welcome to Inside Rodeo, brought to you from the Australian Rodeo Heritage Centre. Our featured story tonight is on the current Australian barrel racing champion, Wendy Calvin. And later, Steve Hilton will be in to give us the latest news from the APRA. But first up, the Inside Rodeo team visited the Narrandera Rodeo in southern New South Wales, where Terry Murray was there to call the action.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Terry Murray, and welcome to the 62nd Narrandera Pro Rodeo. Here we are on this Super Saturday afternoon here on the 22nd of February, and we're about to witness some great matchups tonight. We've got all the champion cowboys and champion cowgirls on the Australian professional rodeo circuit. Cowboys like Shane Kenny, Australia's most glorified cowboy. Nobody's won more titles in both steer wrestling all round as well as rope and tie. That man holds the Australian rope and tie record of 7.2 seconds. He's going to be one of the standout stars to look for tonight. A new girl on the Australian professional rodeo circuit from Willow Tree in New South Wales is Nicole Fitzpatrick. Recently, Nicole smashed the Australian record in the breakaway roping, which had been previously held by 4 girls on 1.9 seconds. She lowered that to 1.85 seconds. All the good horses are out tonight. Mandy's Boy, the current bareback horse of the year, the current saddle bronc of the year. She'll be out tonight in Cheyenne Top Girl. And cowboy contestants like Cody Angland, the list goes on and on. We've got a whole bunch of champions here, and we're just welcome to be here, one of Australia's most premier rodeos on the Australian professional rodeo circuit.
The big feather-footed horse from the McPhee Rodeo Company. Oh, puts him in where it counts here today. Really goes out after the bronc. And another first timer here in Narrandera. How about we give him a big welcome? Oh, Lindsay Rosetta, you are the best, sir. Let's have for our pickup team here today. Lindsay Rosetta, Mark Patterson, Brent Motell. Thank you, gentlemen.
We try and come down to Narrandera Rodeo pretty much every year. I missed it last year because we had to work, but it's a good rodeo to come to. It pays well, so you just come down here and compete and hopefully bring home a bit of money.
From Lockington in Victoria, the cowgirl who carried the Australian flag in tonight, Cherie O'Donoghue. Yeah, she's just so lethal with a rope in her hand, that cowgirl, on her given day.
My husband Scott and I, we're just travelled down here to Narrandera this weekend to try and gain some more points, myself in the breakaway roping and Scott, my husband, in the steer wrestling to hope to qualify for the finals in May. So the arena here at Narrandera this year, well, it's one of the heaviest ones that I know of at the moment. My mare had a little stumble on the first drum in the barrel race today, which was unfortunate, but these things happen. She still did a pretty amazing job. We come up with a pretty good time so far, so we'll see how that holds up.
She's a 2013 Pro Tour all-round cowgirl. Yep, as we said, won it in 2011, 12 and 13 in this arena. Knows it so well. From out of Angus via Gundagai, New South Wales. Have a look at the way that horse is running. She's a wonderful trainer of horses, this cowgirl contest. This is a big, big run by the 3 times Narrandera cowgirl. Team roping, as we said, is a wonderful team roper as well. Partners up with Shane Kenny, 3 times Australian champion in this event. Yeah, stretches one out there. Thank you, guys. All the way down from Queensland, those 2 cowboys, Shane Kenny and Brendan Briner. Rod Thorpe, it doesn't matter whether you're young Australian or an Australian from young Narrandera, because we just cater for everyone. We've only got the good stuff, so you better stick with us. Ladies and gentlemen, that would have to be one of the nicest guys you could ever shake hands with. You want a John Deere tractor, you talk to that great staff, they'll most certainly look after you. Oh, the Upper Horton The local little chief. What about the work of those wonderful rodeo protection clouds? Diffused a very dangerous situation. Rookie of the year in both the bull riding and the saddle bronc riding. Placed here last year in both the saddle bronc riding and the bull riding. Toby Collins can ride a bull. Ollie Mann, as we said, competing in all three rough stock events here tonight.
Hi, my name is Sally Malay. I came from the Kimberleys, and I've been down here for 5 years, and I came to this rodeo probably 4 times now, and I like rodeo. It's a good sport and have fun. It's a good family sport too. Family moved down 3 years ago, 2 actually. They moved to Yarrawonga, where I live now, and the kids are all down going to school. They like it here. Hopefully going to go to the States, go to college, and probably go pro rodeos over there, maybe the PBR one day. Well, you get adrenaline rush when you're getting on bulls and when you team rope. Pretty much whatever you do, it's just fun, and it's good feeling when you get off and double lock a steer or do something like that.
75 there, 65 Sally Malay, yeah, the young cowboy contest from out of Yarrawonga. Please to get this year out of here in the titles of the season.
Hold that gate. Hold that gate.
Australia, currently number 2 in this event. Oh, the young man's got some sticking power.
Hey, my name is Jake Malay Murphy, and you're watching Inside Rodeo.
Wendy Calvin has won multiple Australian titles, including the Australian All-Round Cowgirl title in 2008, 9 and 11. Wendy has qualified for the NFR 8 times, and she's the current Australian barrel racing champion. We caught up with Wendy and her family at their property in Moree, New South Wales.
We see from this young cowgirl, Wendy Calvin, a former Australian breakaway roping champion. Now Wendy from Moree in New South Wales, riding another great big chestnut horse there around that second drum. A very leggy horse, great, built for speed. Around that second drum, moves on up to the third and final. Couple of quick whips, but I tell you what, she wastes no time around the third.
Oh, she had a look over the shoulder, a nervous look at that last barrel. She clipped it, but it stayed upright. 14.67 seconds. Nice way to round out her campaign.
Well, nervous she need not be for Cabin. I tell you what, when it comes down to speed, agility, riding style, grace and poise, this girl has got it all. A great horse there put together, great training, horsemanship, it all comes together for a winning run.
'94 I started as a junior. When I lived in Tamworth I was doing a few close ones, and then a guy called Peter Thomas and Janice Thomas, they actually moved just down the road from us. So they'd pick me up because they'd drive past my driveway and they'd pick me up and take me to rodeos. And then some other people in town, which Helen and Vermick Vicker, they were awesome. They carted me a lot as a kid, like they carted me to Sydney Show and all that. Yeah, so that's how I started and just kept going. I've been married to my husband Troy for 8 years now. We've been together for 15 years. We just go to rodeos as much as we can. We both enjoy it, so that works out good. We both practice here together all the time. He's helped me a lot because I wasn't really a roper when I met him, so that was a big help for me because I was only a barrel racer.
When we're at the rodeos, we always support each other and help each other. A lot of rodeos we do rope together. At some rodeos we rope together, so obviously we're going to support each other when we're roping together. And but if not, we still want each other to do really good. We both want to win, and that's, yeah, you're in a sport, that's sort of what you want to do, and have fun and try and win.
And then we've got a little daughter, Dakota. She'll be 4 in April. She's a bunch of fun. She changes everything, so yeah. She rides that big horse down there, and then she's a little Shetland out the back. Yeah, she barrel races at rodeos already. It's great. It makes everything, because barrel racing was #1 to me, but now, like obviously when you have a kid, the love for a child is just overwhelming. So your child becomes #1, your sport becomes #2, but I enjoy it.
Oh, big change, yeah, really changed everything. Don't rope as much now, do we, darling? We've got you. But yeah, things are really good, fun. She comes down, chases the steers out in the arena. Yeah, mad barrel racer. Gonna be a barrel racer for sure.
Here from out of Maureen, New South Wales is Wendy Calvin, currently #2 in the barrel racing and fighting it out for the Battle of the Buckle in the all-round from Maureen, New South Wales. And I tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, we have Inside Rodeo here today, who's done a story on this cowgirl throughout the week and filming all the action to us today. You can see that on the Aurora channel on pay TV. That's coming on again next month there, about the 15th of March. The next episode will be, I believe. Yeah, the #1 cowgirl in the country there is Wendy Calvin on that great horse Spider that won the barrel racing horse of the year.
I've had Spider maybe 11 years now. He doesn't like being spoilt at all, and you got to always have a horse with him, otherwise he'll kick your hole in your trailer, and yeah, you can't leave him by himself. It's like having another baby pretty much. You constantly got to have him. Like, yeah, it's, if you haven't got a horse to leave with him, you got to take him for a lead, and oh my god, but it's been worth it. But oh my god, yeah, he's high maintenance. I've had a pretty successful time. The first year I won enough to pay for him. Like, I bought him as he was 8, he's 19 now. But he's won Cloncurry 10 years in a row. He's pretty much won every major rodeo in Australia, which is pretty good. But yeah, he's a funny horse. He's a bit high strung and not many people like him. But I love him. He's my type of horse and tries his heart out every time. Not so much me winning, I like him to prove to me how good he can be. And then, because everyone always said that Spider wasn't a small arena horse because he's so big, obviously. And yeah, to win the actual finals, to get round five runs, was pretty amazing for him. Like, I was just like, good job. Yeah, and then to come back and do it again was pretty sweet.
Tonight, with a clean run, she would nearly pick up that saddle and buckle. Wendy Calvin, Maureen, New South Wales, that's got to be clean. There's got to be no penalties. Come on, Wendy, push him along, push him out. They've got one to go, push into that saddle right around that second. One more good hard turn, make it a good one. Out and around, Wendy Calvin, you've got it, you've got it. You look at the smile, she is over the moon and Spider stone. Ladies and gentlemen, 14.67. 14.67. Well, that I can tell you now, I'm pretty sure Steve Hill will have the numbers and facts for me shortly. But I do believe that will be a new Australian barrel racing champion.
Yeah, I like competing with Wendy. We're great friends, I feel, so, and it's good to be able to compete with someone that you're friends with. You still want to go and win, but you're happy for others to go and do well as well. So earlier this year at the Finley Rodeo, I broke the current APRA record in the ladies breakaway roping, which actually Wendy, she actually held the breakaway roping record. So that to break that record was a pretty amazing feeling.
I've known Nicole for probably, it'd be at least 10 years. Yeah, she actually used to ride show jump horses and stuff like that. She actually did a school that I was at, and that's how we become, I knew her, but I never knew her, and she did a barrel racing school that I was at. And then, obviously you get a bit closer when you hang out with people more. So she's a really good hand, and she's very competitive, and it's good because it makes you be competitive. I like competitive people because it brings the better out in you. And Troy, we really like helping people improve, especially their horsemanship. I think lacks a lot. It's good to help people, and it's good to see people that are coming up do well. Yeah, it's really good. Recently, Rose Hip Vital have decided to sponsor me and Spider, both me, my husband and Spider. They have a human tablet, which is really good. It's just for arthritis and joints, and then they've put spider on it as well, and it does make a big difference to how he feels, and hopefully it keeps him going for a longer career.
Yeah, the number one cowgirl in the country there is Wendy Calvin on that great horse Spider that won the Barrel Racing Horse of the Year.
For your chance to see Wendy and Spider at the National Finals Rodeo in Caboolture this May, visit qsec.com.au. Adult prices start from just $25, so get in quick to avoid disappointment.
The Australian National Finals Rodeo QSEC Caboolture, May 1 to 4. See the superstars of Australian rodeo: England, Pearce, Caven, Iker, Webster, and the king himself, Shane Kenny. Don't miss your chance to see the best of the best fight it out for the national title. The 2014 Australian National Finals Rodeo, QSEC Caboolture, May 1 to 4. Tickets on sale now.
Hi, I'm Wendy Calvin and you're watching Inside Rodeo.
Hi, I'm Nicole Fitzpatrick and you're watching Inside Rodeo.
Okay, with just 2 months before the National Finals Rodeo in Caboolture, there's a lot of stuff going on in the world of pro rodeo. Not just for the office here and the directors of the association who are going through the final selection process of the stock, the judges, bullfighters, the pickup men and all the staff, but more so for the competitors that are travelling the length and breadth of the country in a bid to qualify for the National Finals Rodeo or secure an Australian Championship in the Pro Tour title. And I'm very excited to announce that Jack Daniels has once again come in as one of our major sponsors for the National Finals Rodeo. Jack Daniels has been with us for a very, very long time. We have a very good relationship. They're really involved in pro rodeo, not just here in this country, but all around the world, and we're very, very excited to have them back on board again this year. Another very exciting venture for rodeo in Australia is the formation of the Australian Rodeo Federation. The federation was formed, I guess, mainly to govern animal welfare practices, procedures at all rodeos across the country. More than 8 associations have joined this association, which involves over 450 rodeos that are conducted throughout Australia each year. It's very, very interesting stuff for us, and along with that, we've also started a survey that we're trying to gauge, I guess, the economic benefits for rodeo that rodeo brings to this country. And it's very, at this point, while we've only have 20% of the survey results, it indicates that we're looking around about $6.5 million a year is raised for community clubs, sporting clubs and charities throughout the country. A further $180 million is generated in the economic benefits of the communities that run rodeos throughout Australia. So rodeo really is a major, major part of this country. And it's been, when you look at how long rodeo's been running here in Australia, with the first one recorded back in 1897, there's a lot of money being generated. And that's just one of the, I guess, the offshoots of rodeo here in Australia and the benefits that it brings along to the country, I guess. We've recently developed a website which anybody can log on and have a look to see where the rodeos are conducted in Australia, which associations are running them, and the events that they conduct. And for all your information on the APRA, log on to prorodeo.com.au.
That's it for this month. If you've missed a previous episode, you can visit prorodeo.com.au to catch up. We leave you tonight with APRA archive footage and interviews with some of Australia's leading stock contractors. See you next month on Inside Rodeo.
We're not out there to try and get anyone hurt. I mean, we're there to see that the bulls buck and the riders ride, but when they get into trouble, we can't just blow a whistle and say stop.
If bull riding takes courage, then preparing a bucking bull is about care and attention.
What makes a good bucking bull is no difference than a good bull rider. If he hasn't got heart, that's the bull rider or the bull. If he hasn't got the heart, the stamina and the guts, nothing.
the bulls that we've got now, they're bred to buck, and they're not just bred for their ability to buck, but they're also bred for their build. Like they tell me they're big bulls in the front end and a lighter hind end, and what that actually does is lessens the chance of an injury and gives them more power up front, so it actually does make them harder to ride.
These bulls we breed today, they're bred to buck, and you know, they have 5 and 6 generations, some up to 8, 10 generations of bucking bull in them.
The stock contractors, their sole livelihood comes from supplying the bucking stock for rodeo, so it's in their best interest to have the bulls, you know, well fed, looked after, in prime condition. They're very much an athlete in their own right, and you'll notice in the backyards the bulls prior to the event are relatively placid and fairly calm. So dealing with them in the backyards is very, very simple. When it comes time to bring them into the chutes though, that's when things change and the attitude of the animal changes. They also feed off the crowd adrenaline, and they know what's going on. They know they've got a job to do, just as the cowboy does. So, that's their 8 seconds of fame.
Well, we don't actually make them mad. They're more like a performer. They go in that chute. They know they're going to buck, and when they buck, they give it their all, and well, if there's someone there in their way, they'll get him.
Some of these bulls that are bucking today, when us old timers say they don't buck like they used to, no, they don't buck like they used to. They buck a sight bloody better.
Hi, I'm Shane Kenny. You'll catch me on Inside Rodeo next month at my hometown in Emerald.